Hello everyone and welcome to Diane Actually Writes. It's going to be a sprint lobby display today, no cam, largely because I'm in my grubbies and I'm also working on stuff that I don't necessarily want to show on screen. Hello, Right Idea, good to see you. James, hello, first in the chat as usual. Hello, Moonflower. I like that. That sounds good. My room smells amazing. I'm going to write like mad. Sounds awesome. Yeah, you know, smell actually is often neglected in terms of inducing the right state of mind for writing. It's something that I get into in my class that I do at the Rambo Academy for Wayward Writers. I talk about creating a writing ritual that gets you into the state of mind to write. And one of the ways in which we create ritual is by engaging as many of the senses as we can. So if you have an incense, for example, that you only burn when it's time to focus and get into writing, that can be really helpful. It acts on your subconscious and it can be much more effective than visual stimulation. So yeah. Oh, James has stuff to write. Red Idea just wrote the first draft of their first ever short story. Nice! Going to work on a collection of short stories in their fantasy world to help with world building. Awesome! Hello Rowan, good to see you. This song is Pog. I like it too. Am I doing showcases? Nope, I'm not doing showcases today, I'm sorry. Because that would involve me having to go to a scene in which I require a camera, and I'm not doing that today. I'm sorry. You have a short piece of prose you wrote last night, and your ritual is incense, a white noise mix from YouTube, and a mint in my mouth. That makes sense to me. Yeah, I'll showcase tomorrow for sure on Sable's World Forge. Happy to do that. Rowan says, has done 2 Mel journals since Game on Wednesday, and is dealing with Mel being miserable and being around in her head. You make trouble for yourself in the games, girl. James is lurking for food. I read the first one, Rowan. I don't know about the second one. The Right Idea says, I may claim one tomorrow if you don't mind. I don't mind. Just remember that it's sort of first come, first served, so get in there early, right? Alright, well... yeah, quite happy to see your work, actually. So I feel like I've really got to get this thing done today. I'm still working on the final adaptations for the typesetter. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. I'm doing things like adding the glossary, adding a calendar. It's Invisible Sable Day today. Hello, Daz. Yes. I'll do a James and lurk from 3 a.m. Excuse me. Just a sec here. Okay, yeah, let's not try to breathe coffee. I mean, coffee's good, but come on, you know. Alright, so I'm going to get to work on a sprint. Hopefully you guys would care to join me. How is everyone doing today? What are you guys working on today? There's a limit to coffee. There is no limit to coffee, but you can't breathe it because it is liquid. Rowan says, I finished it last night about midnight after Mel had a chat with Raymar. It was bad. There was a lot of crying. Oh dear. Right Idea says, I'm working on another short story, I think. On my phone, though, so it'll be slow progress. Yeah, I'm not as fast on my phone, either. Some people, I admire them. They can just tippity-tap away. Their little thumbs are just going. Not I, said the fly. I make too many mistakes. So it's a lobby too? No sneak peeks? Nope, no sneak peeks. To be honest with you guys, I forgot that I was streaming today, that I had agreed to take Aaron's place for him trading with me, and I was not prepared. I might have put up just a regular sprint screen with no Sable, but you know, I just it was already after 2, and I had just finished the podcast interview that I had scheduled, and Aaron's like, you know, you're supposed to be online, right? I'm like, oh shit. So here I am, and you know, I'm hanging out and I'm working on stuff, and hopefully you guys will join me. You took some liberties with port traditions in Amberport. Okay. I guess I will look, because now I'm curious. I should totally pin that post, actually. I'm gonna do that. James is back. Welcome back. Daz says, I have 2 more planets to go and the backstory will be done. Red Ideas, oh, Red Ideas asking James what he thinks of the poem that was read in Siobhan's stream. Cool. It's in the part called The Rogue's Life. Well, I'm gonna check out some of the pictures and stuff too. Ooh. They gave me a bug suit! Woohoo! That looks great, Daz. Music's loud. I'll turn it down. Is that better? James is eating Weetabix. If you guys would like to see what I'm looking at Daz's article for her chat crew character for the Toysoldiers game on Sunday nights. Oh, cool. I'll get to check it out tomorrow. That's great. Could go down some more? Alright. Better, guys? Moon says, I would be showing you what I've been working on, but I lost it when my laptop temporarily died. That sucks. So I have to restart the journal-based backstory of my character. Boo! Heroic boat hook? That sounds cool. Daz says, and Aaron and Siobhan helped me with the character sheet stats. Nice. Which are under the game stats. Me and my heroic boat hook. Sounds great. I love the pictures. I'm reading about the greased herself with butter to climb through the porthole. That's great. Right Idea says, so the short story I wrote is based in the Bay of Thieves, where it's only safe to fish at night. A fisherman fell asleep in a drunken stupor, however, and becomes a victim of the drowned thieves who reside there under the water. Awesome. Port traditions come in at the end. Okay. The end of that. I like your clicky button. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm reading your ship tradition. Yet the yellow shingle, sure. Cool. I like that, Daz. This is off to... I can't wait to see what details you fill in the rest of it with, but excellent. And that's the sprint. For those of you who are sprinting. Is there an article on Cimarron? It was started. Just a second, I'll see if I can find it. It was a summer camp article from last year. I don't think I've entirely finished it. Yeah, okay. So I've got an article on Cimarron University, but not necessarily the city itself. I'll post the link in the chat, right? And it's not finished, obviously. Cimarron University is the big thing that happens in Cimarron. It's a school of magic. It's very cosmopolitan. It'll take anybody who has an interest and talent in magic, regardless of species or whatever. The city itself, as a result, is also very cosmopolitan. You can find just about any given sentient species there. Although they do tend to coagulate in districts, right? Like there's an orc district, for example. And they tend to be, it's very much dominated by spacefaring cultures, because people come from all over known space to study there. Although there is a native local presence as well. It's a flying rock. It's the top of a mountain that was sheared off and put into the sky with spin dizzies. So it's basically like a tiny moon. And it has quite frequent spacefaring traffic. So yeah, that's the important stuff to know about Cimarron. Cimarron is run by an archmage who is a very old elf who nobody knows how old. It's kind of mysterious, and he lives in the university and is kind of the guy who founded it and is one of the professors there. His name is Selnaris Kimarine, which you may recognize from our game. Possibly Daz. Is he really an old elf? Could he be a shape-changed dragon? There's probably a lot of rumors. Hey Bob, how are you today? Yeah, my voice is just ratched from the smoke in the air around here. I've got all my cats locked in the house again. Daz says, I could see some little upstart starting a rumor about him not being a real elf. Yeah, I could. I will try not to go there. Doesn't matter. Oh, that's the get back to work growl from the dragon. Productivity. Daz says, I shall try not to and keep my focus on just Daz and her little bit of shore leave. I'm not doing showcases today, Bob, I'm sorry. To be honest, I forgot that I was streaming today. I was not prepared. I'm in here in my grubbies. I was not prepared to put a camera up, so I, have just this scene, unfortunately. I'll be doing them again tomorrow, though. Bright Idea says, I'm about to write a story. Narakild is technically a city, but more of an ongoing festival for the past few millennia. Sounds fun. This story is an old merchant whose father's father's father was a merchant too, and for generations his family has served the partygoers with food and drink. This day, he gets spiked by one of the partygoers with a very strong psychoactive substance and sees a phenomenon called the majesty of being, where you essentially see your place in the universe. Cool. My latest article is kind of boring anyway, says Bob. I doubt that very much. Got my youth challenge done. Ah, yeah. Honestly, nothing came to mind immediately for that, and I don't have a lot of time right now anyway, so I'm just not doing it this time. You don't have to do all the flash challenges. Junior Olympics of a sort? That sounds like fun. Dad says, ooh, so Solnaris is in charge of the university and the town? Yep. Bob says, back in a bit, gotta see what dinner plans are. Okay, see you in a minute. Is there a repair dock at Cimmerian? Yes, there is a repair dock. There is an Elven run one, and there is a Gnomish run one, actually. Yeah, part of my problem for not showing a screen today is because I am operating with in Microsoft Word, which I have no choice but to operate in for the typesetter, so. I infinitely prefer manuscripts to work with, but can't really adapt that to an EPUB. So this is the HTML export that I got from World Anvil Manuscripts of the completed story, adapted and somewhat formatted into Microsoft Word, and I'm finishing up those details right now. Yeah. So I can attest, if you haven't tried exporting the file to Word yet, you can do it, and it's actually fairly straightforward. It makes for a very clean Word file that's easy to work with once you get there. So damn the smoke, man. And that's the sprint. So how'd you guys do? Anybody else working on stuff today? James Lappin, 156 words, The Coin Mystery, Chapter 6. Nice. Good work, James. I think I edited about half a chapter. And Daz says, well, I am working on staggering into Cimarron. Awesome. Jane says, I think I will go on to an article since I've been going on a military rampage in my world. Awesome. Military is fun. Daz says, oh my god, I love the article TOC. It adjusts itself as you write. Why did I not discover this earlier? Yeah, it totally does, actually. It's really handy, especially for longer articles. I don't use it for every article, but often I will for the longer ones, which reminds me I should probably go through some articles as part of my housekeeping. One of the things I have to do, which is a bit of a drawback about converting into an HTML and then Word format, is that I've got to go through and add the scene breaks within a chapter, because it doesn't automatically do that. So Dad says, Siobhan's discovered it with me earlier today. She was having a blast with it when we did. Yeah, it can be really useful. James is planning another war in a military unit. Awesome. James the Warlord, says Daz. James the Private to House Lappin. That's the Get Back to Work growl, for those of you who are sprinting with me. I'll be back in just a moment, gang. Quick bio break. Oh, to quickly answer your question there, Daz, humans are legitimate merchant captains. They can pretty much travel anywhere. In some of the more tighter laced systems of species like elves or orcs, they might get more harassment from customs officials, but yeah, they're welcome to trade anywhere. Space is pretty open. It's pretty hard to police. So, yeah. All right, I am back. What do we call the name of the person who chooses to deploy ships? The admiral. The admiral of the fleet, right? There's usually a high admiral or a lord high admiral or something like that who's in charge of the entire navy, and then you'll have the fleet admirals if they have like separate jurisdictions, like in my case star systems, right? But yeah, the admiral is what you want, right? And if you're wanting side information there, James, there's the rear admiral is in charge of the system defense, and the vice admiral is in charge of the combat fleet. They are both answerable to the fleet admiral. In space, can you say racing at full sail for the ships? Yes, I do, because I have a space navy, so absolutely. And they're sailing type ships, and they use sailing technology to navigate the air currents, so yeah, you bet. The Right Idea asks, what sort of goods would an old merchant provide to druggies? That depends on the time period and cultural context. And of course I don't have them on the ship crew list. Here's a to-do, says James. How it works with admirals is that technically there's a captain who actually sails and fights the vessel, right? But they will have their flag, is what it's called, aboard their flag ship. And there usually is a flag to indicate that the admiral is in command of that ship, so if orders come from that ship, people can go, okay, that's somebody with the authority to give me those orders. And but, you know, they often have a say, obviously, in what the captain does. It's just the captain is in charge of the boat itself. They're in charge of the fleet command, right? So they're not technically part of the crew roster. They would be set up in the stateroom, or if the vessel's too small, or, you know, you don't have the technology in that time period to have one, they'd displace the captain from the captain's cabin. Right, and if they move to another ship, it's called transferring their flag. Right Idea says, I have some food and drinks. Yeah, I'm thinking he should sell them drugs. Yeah. Either one. Moonflower says, I'm hungry now. Too much focus equals I have not eaten for a good long while. Yeah, I know all about that. Sort of medieval type technology with some magical exceptions. I'm thinking he can provide them with some matches and pipes as well. He doesn't partake in the drugs, but it's going to get spiked. Yeah. And that is the sprint. Rowan says pot is smoked, mushrooms are eaten or sometimes drunk as a tea. A type of acid can be made with alcohol and morning glory seeds. Yeah, it's not exactly acid, but it's very similar. And well, yeah, in its effects. It's also toxic in large doses. Daz says, okay, I used gravity slingshot maneuver around a small star in order to reach the wormhole before the pirate chasing them cut them off. Is that possible with a merchant ship? Yeah, sure, why not? Gravity slingshot maneuvers are physics, and any ship that can catch and sail the Erts should be able to make use of it. James, so people are telling Moonflower to eat. Yes, eat. I did that. I grabbed a couple of snacks while I was out taking my bio. I wish I was that smart. Siobhan says even hyper-focused me has learned to keep snacks within reach. Yeah, that's a good idea. I should totally do that. Maybe in my new setup I will. Right Idea says, I've partaken in magic mushrooms quite a lot, so I am basing this man's experience off of that. Yeah, fair enough. And that's to get back to work, Growl. Oh, I see the chat's been really active and I've been missing it. Okay. What have I missed? James, in relation to you, Sable, having food nearby. Reminder! Eat stuff, yes. Oh, right idea, didn't realize the time. Well, sometimes writing's like that. Siobhan's working on a synopsis at the moment. That's cool. You're welcome there, James. You'll be fine, Siobhan. You are overthinking it. Red Idea says, right now that I've realized the time, my body is like, I'm tired now. Okay, see you later, Red Idea. Thanks for joining me today. I think it's kind of cool or cute that your neighbor's cat breaks in. That's funny. Clearly, he likes you. Do you feed the cat? Is that why? Dad says, I just created the CD Inn away from the docks and closer to the university and named it the Stinkin' Airds. Is that okay? It's okay. It's possible. It's likely, though, that, I mean, the more well-to-do districts tend to be around the university. I'm not saying that they all are. That's possible. Certainly lots of starfarers come there, and, you know, the starfarers who study at the university are generally the types that have the money to do that, so, yeah. It works. But it would be more consistent to put them closer to the docks, but whatever. It's not that big a deal. I like the name. I like the name a lot. I have done before, says the right idea. Now it just likes to explore at 4 a.m. Nice. Dad says, and that was about the cat. Dad says, I mean, it's in that place between the better part of the docks and the town and the docks, so neutral zone. Yeah, that's fine. Makes sense. Oh, so helpful. It's one thing about this new word thing. It's much better for stuff like, you know, grammar checking as you go, but it's got to constantly highlight swear words. And it says, this language may be offensive to your readers. If I chose the fucking swear word, I fucking chose it for a fucking reason, for fuck's sakes, okay? I know it's a swear word. Thank you very much for the information. Oh my god. Rowan says, I'm planning a potential suicide as option depending on Raymar's answer to the letter. Mostly option that is winning is flying one of the suborbital penises into the sun. Really that bad, eh? I guess I better read. Well, put the link in the chat. Now I better read it. Daz says, and it's seedy because rogue types will find it's a nice place to peek out into the juicy loot-rich zone. Ah! The Neo spell it with a U. Yeah. Tell us how you really feel, says Rowan. Yeah, that's right. That's how I really feel about it. Sometimes the swear word is the right word, okay? We are humans, we swear. The swear words are there for a reason. Although I must admit, I rather enjoy writing Toysoldier, because Toysoldier makes shit up, right? Like, she's the type who will go on about, you know, scum-sucking, barnacle-licking, spawn of a toad, you know? She's... and it just rolls off her tongue. It's a lot of fun. Right, so that has merits to it. Daz says, and you gotta let your characters express themselves as lively as they want. Yes, because people are people. Is this private character stuff? Yeah, sorta. This is for our Star Wars game. Characters have a way of running away from you and getting into trouble, says Siobhan. Well, if you know the characters, you just gotta be honest, right? Daz needs a refill. See you in a minute. Moonflower says I got noms and now I'm back to writing. Excellent. Rowan, I think Daz did read it and that's why she was worried about it. She's like, I hope it's not like how you actually feel. Rowan says, fact is, pre-actual leave, Raymar went to the jump ship. That's how badly things have gone. The jump ship, or went to jump ship? The jump ship you guys are taking to Reverie. Yep, red sky again. I, of course, live in the same town as Siobhan, so pretty much what she observes, I'm observing. It's supposed to clear up a little bit by tonight. Go back to high risk instead of very high risk, but we'll see. And that's the sprint. All right. Good night, James. Sleep well. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you tomorrow. New fire in the north in the Pine Pass? Huh, great. Yeah, I'm not sure I don't agree there, Siobhan. We've gotta start managing these fire-prone areas more effectively. Am I keeping my stuff, my car semi-packed still because of all the fires? Yes, I still have all the stuff in the car that I had in the car. I have clothes in a suitcase and sitting in the living room, and I have toiletries in a toiletry bag in the bathroom, which I've been just putting back in there when I'm done with them. I need to use them, so they need to be there, but that way I can just close the bag, zip it up, and run off. So, oh, people started it. Figures. Dumbasses. Campfire or smoking or what? Yeah, I'm in a reasonably safe spot-ish as far as the rest of the town goes, you know, but it's making it difficult to pack, I have to say. There's a lot of things outside, right? And there's stuff in the basement, which involves going in and out outside. And I can't be outside and working because I can't breathe. I have asthma. I can't do it. So, which is why we haven't been packing the basement, Siobhan. Need a gas mask. Yep, pretty much. They did not say just human cause, says Rowan. Yeah, with those charcoal filters. Yep. Bet every army surplus store is sold out. Yeah, might be looking into worth looking into. I have air conditioning, and my air conditioner is also a good purifier, and it's been working fine. I never even thought of that, though, getting a gas mask. Maybe I should. Alright, that's the Get Back to Work growl. This will be our last sprint for this stream. I'm going to take a peek and see who's coming on here, so we can decide who to raid. Big blank spots tonight, eh? I'll be right back. I gotta go to my other computer in just a second. Travis is up. That's cool. Not unusual for Saturday. Oh, did I mute? I don't even know. No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Venus out there. So cloudy and smoky, and it's got kind of a yellow-red look from where I am. Same here with the occasional drizzle of rain, says Rowan. Rain's good. Daz says, oh, I should ask Sable, since Daz was given the name Joan Boyer, and she's the 6th one named that as a baby at the orphanage, and they did not bother to add numbers to their names as they were raised years apart. Can she claim it as a means of protecting herself from scry magics that require a true birth name? Somewhat. Depends how good the mage is. I'd say it would be enough to confuse average mages if the scrying, based on the context you were discussing there in that story, in the backstory, I would say sure, because they don't know enough information about her other than, you know, they might be able to scry her name, right? Or they might be able to scry what she looks like, but not her name. Yeah. Because I'm going to have her ask one of the older students who visits the Stinkin' Erts. Yeah. You know, one of those students who likes to hang out in dives to be cool. Yeah. Hello, Esong, how are you? What race should the coolest student be? I don't know. Could be one of the Sun Elf noble set. Could be a human aristocratic type. Could be a very wealthy gnome. Could be, you know, because I'm thinking of the kind of snots, right? Who like to play at not having privilege, you know? Hopefully I'm on the right vibe there. Really could be anything, but those are what come to mind as the most likely. There's like dog people called the Koira, there's cat people called the Phoenok. That might be possible too. Okay, I'm on the right vibe, that's cool. It's going all right. Going crabbing with my birth family. So it's a bit stressful, but good. Rua Elfar? No, just Elfar in general, I think. Could be Rua Elfar, I suppose. They do exist, they're just not really common anymore. Fislin Glitterleaf, safe name to use. That's really interesting that that turned up on the random generator there, Daz, because I've got a character named Glitterleaf that is a problem to Shandar in Aces High, right? And Fislin is a name that I gave to one of the golden vows, one of the good ones. So it's really interesting that that randomly came up. But yeah, it's legit, and I kind of like connecting it to the glitter leaf in the book. So that's cool. You might want to consider a different first name to avoid confusion, but it's legit, it works. Evic Glitterleaf. I like it. I like it very much. That works. Ooh, a potential casual meeting with the future rogue wizard? Yeah, maybe. And that's the sprint. Can I make him a bit obsessed with backstreet marketing? Sure, why not? I think that makes sense. I mean, the guy's kind of a tool, his relative that is met at Aces High, who's like underage, so probably not the same guy, but, you know, related in some way based on the family name. Cousin or something like that, perhaps, and yeah, you know, he's a rich snob and kind of a jerk, so... Alright, so who shall we read, my friends? We have... Travis is up, says just chatting, but that usually means he's writing. AJ is up, but AJ is doing Final Fantasy. I don't think I see anybody up on the 31 Days, 31 Stories schedule, but I will look. Ah, it says coffee's scheduled to start here in a moment. Kitten, Sapphire, and Mark Harrell are also starting. They're both doing 31 days as well. So... it says Kitten Sapphire just went live. Ah, tomorrow's Daz's game session. Awesome. Oh, Bigfoot's on too. We'll start about noon and end with plenty of time for me to make it to Toysoldier. Awesome. E-Song says, Sable, I saw your stream description, said you were busy. What on earth could you possibly be busy with? Glad to see you're still writing and having a bit of a moment for you and some joy I missed in a really turbulent time. Well, I'm glad you're here. It's always cool to hang out with you. Okay, Kitten Sapphire is doing a video game stream, so we won't be doing that. And AJ's stream is ending anyway. Oh, it says coffee just went live, so which is it, guys? Coffee or Travis? Coffee. Okay, anybody else have a thought? Just to double check. Ah, E-Song has to hop off right away, so it's going to abstain from voting. Well, there's not a lot of people here at the moment, so this is a really quiet stream. I guess people weren't really in the mood for sprint lobbies. See you later, E-Song. Thanks for stopping in. Always a pleasure to see you. Always. So we're going to read Coffee Quills. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys, and I'm sorry about the, you know, random chaos. I'll be back tomorrow at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC, 8 p.m. in the UK, which is 5 a.m. Australian Eastern Time for Sable's World Forge. And then, of course, tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. UTC, 2 a.m. in the UK, and like 7 o'clock in the morning. No, wait, brain. 6 and add 2. No, add 5. Oh hell, I don't remember what time in the Australian Eastern Time right now, but 8 a.m. Australian. Okay, 8 a.m. Australian time. That will be Toysoldier's Old School, our Pathfinder. Oh no, 11 a.m. Okay, that'll be our Pathfinder campaign in the Toysoldier Saga universe, and we'll get to see all the fruits of Daz's labors here. So that'll be fun. Alright, don't forget to shout when you get to Coffee's stream. Don't forget to shout, prepare to be boarded, because we are the Sable's privateers. Thanks very much. We'll see you later. Bye!